Hi everybody, Mrs. Hara here again, and we are going to get ready to brainstorm our stories today about our snowmen or our snow people. So we did not send home like an outline for you guys to work from. We're going to create one here in our writer's notebook. And today what we are going to do is just brainstorm. So you're just thinking of ideas for your snowman or snow person story, okay? So you can see here that I've already titled my writer's notebook. So you're going to do this actually in your writer's notebook here, you guys. So it's this one, in case you forgot over break, your composition notebook. And that's at least for my class. Some of yours might look different, but make sure again that it is your writer's notebook, okay? I'm gonna add the date up to the top, and today is the 6th. So January 6th, 2021. And I'm going to write brainstorm here because we also sent you guys home paper to write out your story on. So you're going to take the brainstorm that you're doing right now in your writer's notebook, and tomorrow and Friday, or Friday, depending on how your teacher schedules this, you can lift your ideas out of your notebook and you're going to be drafting your snowman story, okay? This isn't going to be done in Google Classroom and you're not typing it. You will be handwriting this story. So the first thing you guys want to do is kind of think about your snowman story and figure out what you really want it to be about. I am going to personally create mine after the book Snowman at Night. I'm going to kind of mimic that book a little bit. I have this really silly snowman in mind, and he's a big, huge prankster, and he likes to play jokes on people. And he wakes up at night, and he wakes up all the other snow people in his neighborhood, and he kind of tricks them into playing a game, and then he wants to start a snowball fight. So I'm going to walk you through how we're going to brainstorm this story. So just in your writer's notebook, all you have to do first is just write name. Okay? And can you have more than one snow person in your story? Yes, you can. I'm only going to have one. But again, be creative with this. Have some fun with this. This is your story, and you can write it how you would like. This is just a guideline for you. You don't have to copy my ideas. We really want you to come up with your own ideas. So my snow person's name is Roger. Okay, and I'm going to describe Roger a little bit. He's a big snowman. Okay. He has a really round belly. Okay. Large branches for arms. And the more you write here in your brainstorm, the easier your story will be. Okay? So he's a big snowman. He has a really round belly, large branches for arms. And Roger, in my drawing, he has a tall black hat. Okay? Carrot nose. And he has coal, like black coal, for his eyes. And mouth. Okay. And he also wears a blue and green scarf. Oops, scarf. There we go. Okay. So these are some ideas I have for Roger. So the first thing you want to do is you want to think of a name for your snow person, or if you have more than one, you're going to need to describe them both. Okay, and then here, just describe your snowman. Okay, and make sure when we do write our story, you want to be able to describe your snowman so well that your reader can really visualize what your snow person looks like. Okay, so we've got our name and our description. Now, I'm going to tell you a little bit about Roger's personality. He's a prankster, so he's very active at night. Okay, and he likes to play jokes. on the other snow people in his neighborhood. Okay, so I'll say sorry guys, his neighborhood. Now again, I'm just getting ideas down. If this changes when I start my story here, um, if this changes, then I can always change it when I'm writing my story. So, uh, so he's very active at night. He likes to play jokes on the other snow people in his neighborhood. And so then what does Roger do? So it's dark and everybody's asleep. So this is going to be the action of our story. Okay, so this is really the action. The first thing he's going to do is wake up all the other snow people. Okay. And the first thing he's going to do is Roger actually loves baseball. So he's going to get them started in a baseball game, but he's going to trick them in the middle of the baseball game. So he's going to start a game of baseball. And they are going to use snowballs for baseballs. So the game doesn't really last that long, and he knows that. He knows it's not going to last that long because they don't have a very long time at night to play and be active, because once the sun comes up, in my story, they're going to have to be back at their houses, so the humans don't even know what they've been doing. Okay, so he starts a game of baseball and they play with snowballs. But the game doesn't last very long. Okay, so and what he does is he's going to build all these snowballs and pretend to keep the game going. But instead, he's going to start a snowball fight. Okay, so that's what he's going to do instead. He's going to trick all the snow people and start a snowball fight. However, guess what? The little problem for Roger is that he starts getting hit. Okay, so Roger doesn't like being whacked with snowballs. Okay, so he doesn't enjoy being whacked with snowballs. So what he ends up doing is he actually just kind of wants to stop the game. So he starts crying. And everyone stops. Okay, but then he apologizes for hitting others with snowballs because he realizes that he really doesn't like it. Okay, and I'll add more to that when I actually draft my story. Okay, so then he realizes now the sun is coming up, so it's almost morning, and this is going to be the ending of my story here. Okay, so the snow people realize they have to go back home. So all of the snow people or snowmen or whatever you want to call them rush back home. Okay, so they rush back home so that no one knows what happened, what happens at night. It's like a trick. Okay? And then remember, you guys, when we did narrative writing at the very, very beginning of the year, and oh my gosh, I love going back through my writer's notebook because it's like a little diary of all of our writing. And we did this, we looked at the writing diamond and we talked about this extended ending. I want to keep writing like this. So when I do write out this story, I'm going to work really hard to follow this writing diamond. And right now I'm thinking about the extended ending here. Let me see if I can find it as I flip through. Oh my gosh, yeah, you guys should have this extended ending somewhere in here. Transition words, starting a new paragraph. Do you guys remember all this? You're probably hopefully nodding your heads yes. I don't know if I did a menu for the extended ending, but what we wanted to do was like a memory and a decision and some kind of action that we would take. So I want my snowman to have that. So I might say Roger is careful with his pranks. Okay. And when he wakes up at night, when he wakes others up at night, he finds nicer things to do. Okay? So he finds nicer things to do with his friends. Now, obviously, when I do write this story, I'm going to stretch that out just a little bit more. But if I go back, I think this is a good start. This is a good brainstorm for my story. All right, so what you guys are going to do is open up your writer's notebook, okay? And I'm going to jot down what you need to know. And if you want to just kind of pause the video on my little jot, you can create your own outline here. So remember Snowman's name, and then describe your snowman. What does your snowman look like? And then talk about some character traits or personality, okay? Then you want to kind of jot down what's going to happen in your story. What's the action of your story? And then you want some kind of extended ending. So some kind of extended ending with your snowman, okay? So I'm going to make a list of everything you need in your story. And if you want to write this in your notebook and then fill it out with your ideas, you can. So you need a name for your snow person. You need a description for your snow person. You need to tell us maybe some character traits or your snow person's personality. Okay. You need to describe the action of your story. Your story does not have to have a big problem and a solution, just action. It can be anything you want. It can be a story about a snow person. It doesn't have to be a snowman at night. It can be whatever you want. If you have another snowman book that you want to follow, that's fine. And we linked up a few. There should be a few books for you to listen to. So you should have an action in your story, and you should have an ending to your story. Okay, so these are the things today that you want to brainstorm in your notebook so that you can get set up to write your story over the next couple of days. All right, so I'll just go through mine one more time. My snow person's name is Roger. He's big. He has a really round belly, large branches for arms. He has a tall black hat, carrot nose, coals for eyes and mouth, and he wears a blue and green scarf. He's very active at night. He likes to play jokes on other snow people in his neighborhood. He likes to wake up all the snow people every night. He wants to start a game of baseball, and he's going to play with snowballs, and he's going to build a bunch of snowballs, and the other snow people are going to think it's for baseball, but he's going to start a snowball fight. But then what Roger learns is he doesn't like being whacked with snowballs, so he starts crying, and everyone stops, and he apologizes. Then he realizes it's almost morning, and all of the snowmen rush back home so that no one knows what happens at night. And my extended ending, and he's careful with his pranks, and when he wakes others up, he finds nicer things to do with his friends. So you can see I'm kind of editing as I go here. All right, so that's the gist of your brainstorm for today. Again, you can have more than one snow person here. And they don't have to do anything. If you have snow people that like to dance, maybe they wake up at night and they do a little dance recital. So all the snow people in the neighborhood are taking turns dancing and doing a dance recital. Maybe they play hide and go seek. Maybe they play tag. Maybe they do art projects or teach each other different tricks or magic tricks. It doesn't even have to be that. It can be something else that you want to write about your snow person. Maybe your snow person gets lost and has to be found before morning. So the snow people in the neighborhood go and find the person and they all get back safe. So be creative with this and have a lot of fun with this. Hopefully this gave you some ideas. Feel free to pause it anytime because I know I wrote a lot, but today you guys are just working on your brainstorm. So that tomorrow you'll lift it out of your notebook and we'll start writing it out as a story. And I'll share with you what I wrote for my story as well, again, to help give you some ideas. So have fun with this. Listen to the different snowman books that we have for you guys. And again, I always say this, but we're always excited to see what you guys come up with. Okay?